Hello students, this is Swati, mathematics teacher. This video for first PUC mathematics midterm examinations. So I will explain in this video about syllabus, portion and blueprint and exam pattern and most important questions. Point of your midterm examination. So coming to your syllabus, totally 9 chapter is there. First 4 chapter is already you learn and write in the first test exam. Extra 5 chapter is they add for your midterm examination. Next, blueprint, there is a 5 section is there: part A, part B, part C, part D, part E. So in the part A section 20 question is compulsory. The 20 is 15 MCQ and 15 fill in the blanks. There is no choice. Each question carry 1 marks, totally 20 marks. And then second section part B, there is a 9 question is there and you have a 3 choice. You only written 6 questions and each question carry 2 marks, totally 12 marks. In third section part C, there is also a 9 question, have a 3 choice and each question carry 3 marks, total 18 marks. The fourth section is part D. In this part is very important for scoring. So part D containing 7 question, but you have a 3 choice. You have written write only 4 question. Each question carry 5 marks, totally 20 marks. In most important part is part E. In this section have a 2 questions, but each question have a sub questions A and B. So you have a one choice. You written only one question and sub question A carry 6 marks, sub question B carry 4 marks, totally 10 marks. This is your blueprint. I think you already know about the exam pattern and blueprint. So next I am telling about the each chapter important questions: 2 marks, 3 marks, 4, 5 and 6. Not MCQ, not fill in the blanks, because MCQ and fill in the blanks is always not fixed, always fluctuated. So I am not saying, anyone not saying exactly. So next I am telling about important questions. Chapter number 1, sets. In this chapter 2 marks question 1 and 3 marks question 1. So totally you must easily get 5 marks without MCQ, without fill in the blanks. So next coming for I am telling about now 2 marks questions. So in this section write the following set in the roster form is important, means third main you work out all problems in third main, because sometimes ask natural numbers also and prime numbers also and odd integers also sometimes ask. So you have work out third main full questions. Now I am telling about 2 marks questions. So these are all the important question which main I will take. So you best you will are work out all problems in that sections. So it's most important for you. So next sometime definitions also ask for 2 marks, like that finite set, infinite set, empty sets, like that. So this is also 2 marks questions. Next section, so verify that, show that, prove that, like that questions are 3 marks questions in this section of 1.5. So you know that in the fourth main mention the verify that, and some examples problems also important. Sometimes show that, prove that, verify that, these are all the important. And range and domain is important questions for 3 marks, very important. So see that questions also are important in this chapter. In this question as for 2 marks, means v minus b, v difference b, like that. So next chapter is relation and function. 2 marks 1 question, 3 marks 1 question and 5 marks 2 question. So in this chapter you get 15 marks very easily. Second high scoring chapter for your midterm examination, relation and functions. In this chapter questions also be very friendly and very I think how to say that very simple. So 2 marks question is very simple. Find 2 marks question is simple. So how to has find x and y, find a and b values, like that first question and third question, fourth question, second question. So these are all problems for 2 marks. And this are all question for 3 marks. Then I'm telling about now 3 marks question, main a. So specially f of x equal to square root of 9 minus x square. Second problem is very important, so many times as for that question 3 marks. So this is also question, codomain, domain, range. This questions as for 5 marks question, domain, range. And 5 marks questions also ask about define identity function, define sigma function, and plot the graph about that f of x equal to x cube, like that question. Compulsory question, 5 marks 2 questions as in this chapter, very very important and very easily. So sigma functions and identity function, modulus functions, like that question. Plot the graph also asking f of x equal to x cube. So please work out in this chapter. And third chapter is trigonometry functions. So you know that trigonometry function is very high voltage chapter, your midterm examination, totally 30 marks. Totally 30 marks, 2 mcq, 1 fill in the blanks, another full also a 2 marks question, 3 marks question, and 5 marks question. And 6 marks question also has 6 marks 2 questions every year repeated question as for asking for this chapter. So you work out very easily and very commonly rare question asking, so not different, a rare question asking in this chapter. So you must understand this chapter, the formulas, and must know about the ratio table. Ratio table is very important. So next coming to for your 2 marks questions. Next 2 marks question, find the radius, find the values, find the radius, like that. All question you are work out very simple to scoring very high marks. And find the value of the function, and this table is very important. I'm telling again table is important for your examination. And find the value of, this is 2 marks question, these are all the 2 marks question. Find the values of third quadrant, second quadrant, or degree, trigonometry functions. These are all asked for 2 marks question. This is also 2 marks question. Find the value of sin 75 power and prove that sin pi by 6 pi by 3. This is also a 2 marks questions. So that's why I'm telling ratio table is most important. That's why I'm telling ratio table is most important, and you must know about the table, each and every value. And next for 3 marks question, cos x plus class y whole square. And 3 marks, 5 marks, 6 marks question is every year repeated questions. Sometimes change, but every year is repeated questions asked. So in this formula, sin 3x, cos 3x also important. These two are very much important of 3 marks question. Any one questions, at least any one question definitely ask your examination. And these are all the 5 marks questions. These are all the 5 marks questions. So 5 marks questions, two questions are asked in your examination. So important, please work out. At least please work out every year asking questions. So these are all important. and 6 marks questions. What are 6 marks question? cos of x plus y. So every year compulsory asking question is this cos of x plus y, and 2 questions asked for 6 marks. So this chapter is very much important. Who scoring very high marks, target 75 above is very important questions. This is very important chapter. Next, fourth chapter is complex number and quadratic equation. Complex number asking for 2 marks 1 question and 3 marks 1 question. Totally 5 marks you get very easily in this chapter. This is very easy chapter. When you understand the complex number, this question is this chapter important. So x plus iy, a plus ib, prove that x square plus y square equal to 1. This is 3 marks question. Find the multiplicative inverse. Sometimes this part is asked for 2 marks and also 3 marks also. Sometimes asked 2 marks or 3 marks. Linear inequality, this part 2 marks 1 question, 3 marks 1 question. Totally in this chapter asking for 5 marks question and MCQ fill in the blanks also there. So in this chapter important for graph is important. Solve the inequality. So word problems is important for 3 marks question. Word problems is important. So work out word problems and solve which is integer, solve the inequalities, like that questions are important. In this chapter also every year repeated questions is there. Next chapter permutation and combination. So this is the crazy chapter, very easy. 2 marks 1 question and 5 marks 2 questions, so totally 12 marks. So this chapter is also important for your scoring. So when you understand the permutation is combination is most important. So I am telling about now 5 marks questions. So first we observe that in this chapter 5 marks questions every time asking for word problems, especially word problems. So you concentrate. Suppose you scoring high in this chapter, you must concentrate the word problems. 5 marks questions. And this question, theorem 5 is important. I'm not ticking, but theorem 5 is most important. This one also important for 2 marks. This theorem also important. 2 marks question. This is also 2 marks question. Next, this question NPR is 42. That one also important. This is 5 marks question. Next, 7th chapter is binomial theorem. In this chapter, I think for 2 marks question, 2 marks 1 question and 3 marks 1 question. Totally 5 marks. In this chapter mainly important state and prove binomial theorem for 3 marks. Sometimes ask only statement for 2 marks, but state and prove asking is get a 3 marks very easily. And work out state and prove binomial theorem is 3 marks question. And another one question is In this exercise any one question asks, expand the expression using binomial theorem, evaluate each of the following, also asking sometimes. So find the value of, like that question says, but this chapter is very much easy, so no bother about this chapter, is easily getting 5 marks. And sequence and series, chapter number 8. In this chapter asking for 2 marks, 3 marks, 4 marks. So 2 marks 1 question, 3 marks 1 question, 4 marks 2 question. This is also your scoring chapter, totally 13 marks you will get very easily in this chapter. But MCQ2 and MCQ1 fill in the blanks 1 asking, so totally 15 marks. But 2 marks, 3 marks, 4 marks, you have to get 13 marks in this chapter. This is the straight line chapter, 13 marks.